Welcome, 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 my beautiful, sensitive soul friends. Jenn here, coach to sensitive souls. I help those who struggle with the overwhelm and emotional fatigue that can come with being highly sensitive. I combine meditation, energy work, and coaching to help guide them through their sensitivity. I'm feeling more grounded and connected and empowered with our sensitivity. So today, this week we've been diving into the different challenges that can come in meditation. My hope with this is to let people know that they're not alone, but also to realize that these are normal parts of the process. And the reason that this is important is because let's use an example of doing some sort of a detox or a cleanse with food or juicing or something like that. We expect certain things with that, right? If you've done any of those before, you know that there can be digestive things that can come up. You might experience tiredness. You might experience these things. Or like with exercise, right? When you start a new exercise program, you expect that you might be tired, you might be sore because you're not used to it. You expect a learning curve. And the same is with meditation, okay? There are certain things that are natural to the process of developing a meditation process. There are things that may come up, and if you don't know, then it can seem scary and it can seem like you're doing things maybe wrong, or it might be the reason that someone quits because they think that this isn't normal, or I'm doing things wrong, or it's just not expected, so you quit because it comes on and it's things can be intense, you know? So we've talked about already, if you look in my previous videos in IGTV, talked about uncomfortable emotions, we talked about irritation, agitation in the body, and what else? Getting sleepy, that one. I think the one I want to cover today is judgment. This one comes with, as we dive in and start doing inner work and becoming aware of our thoughts. A lot of times, before we're, getting into this stuff, we may not be fully conscious of the thoughts that go on in our mind and the processes that go along with that. And judgment is one that I recognize how much I judge myself and I judge others. And I think until we can recognize that this is a normal process, can we start to unpack that judgment? Because what happens is we start to judge your judgment. And it can be quite the circle there. So when we're in meditation, it's very common for different things to come up. Maybe we get sleepy, maybe uncomfortable emotions come up, maybe we feel irritated, agitated, maybe we get distracted. I think I covered distracted mind as well. If not, I will cover that one tomorrow. I'll have to look. But all of these things come up, right? And in that, judgment comes up, right? That shouldn't be here. I need to clear my mind. I'm not clearing my mind properly. I'm doing this wrong. That's coming up. I did it wrong again. And so judgment will likely come up. And what I'm saying is, instead of perpetuating that cycle of judging, to recognize and acknowledge it's there and then unhook from it. So saying judgment is here. Okay. It's the principle I mentioned. One of my other ones is, and maybe I'll do a talk just on this, but it's bringing curiosity, creating a space of acceptance of whatever shows up, awareness of whatever shows up, and curiosity. So those three things. So we're being curious around what comes up. We're noticing what comes up. That's the awareness. And we're accepting whatever comes up. And so that may be judgment. That may be uncomfortable emotions, that may be sleepiness, it may be things in our body that we resist and don't like discomfort and pain and irritation and agitation. And so when we're using meditation as a way of inner work and helping ourselves to get in touch with our body and learn to get in touch with our emotions, the best, maybe not the best way, I don't want to ever, put a cap on anything and say this is the best way, this is the way. But in my experience, when I can bring the awareness, create that safe space of acceptance, and then bring curiosity, it allows me to, one, not hook into things, just be like, oh, and what I mean by curiosity is, oh, this is here. And potentially, you may feel, because we are patterned to do so, okay, let's say we get sleepy in our practice. Oh, I'm feeling tired. Tiredness is here today. So that's the curiosity. And just looking at it as if, okay, that's here, that's curious, that's interesting. And then we may be triggered and patterned to create a story about it. Well, I'm tired because I didn't sleep last night, or I had a busy day at work, or that's been a busy week, month, year, right? And that's the story part of it. So then we can also, if we notice that, we can say, oh, curious, there's that story that is there as well. And so we're beginning to kind of unhook from our patterns of all of these different patterns, really, because all of that is a pattern, right? Our pattern of something shows up, we create a story about it, because it makes us feel better if we can explain it away. But we really don't know if the tiredness really is from not sleeping. Do we know 100%? We probably don't. So I think when we're able to, and what I've noticed and what I believe, is when we're able to kind of step back and create that accepting space and bring that awareness and bring that curiosity, it allows that energy more space to just be as it is, unwind, and do its thing. And it creates more flow, more energy flow in the body. It's not like constricting it and putting it in a box. Because a lot of times what telling the stories can do is we are labeling it and we're putting it in a box, and then basically we're putting it on a shelf. That's how it is, there it is, and that's it. We don't need to do anything else about it. But if instead of putting it in the box and putting it on the shelf, we just put it in our container and say, oh, curious, that's here today. Let's see what that is. Let's give it space. Let's see if there's anything else that shows up, because maybe that tiredness, maybe when we give it our awareness, maybe we get something else out of it as well. Maybe something else comes up for us, a memory or a piece of intuitive information about something our body is trying to tell us to include in our wellness, routine. Maybe something we need to change or something like that. So not need to change, but feel guided to change. So yeah, so when it comes to judgment, bring it into this space. Recognize that it's normal. Judgment, I will tell you that we all judge ourselves, and whatever we judge about ourselves, we likely will judge in others as well. There's that mirror principle, which is another talk for another day. But judgment is a normal part of the process. And the more that you start to sit in meditation and create a regular practice and do these meditation for awareness and meditation for self-exploration, the more you'll likely recognize judgment coming up. And I notice a lot of judgment. And that's just, there's so many reasons for that. We've been raised and conditioned to believe what's right and wrong. We, from society parents, church, like there's so many different things, right? And so judgment comes up because of what we've been taught is right or wrong about, everything. So it's normal. It's part of the process, and in my experience, what I've found the most helpful way to kind of unpack that is what I explained. So yeah, I hope that was helpful. I kind of explained a few different things in there, which I think I might do a further talk on, but I hope that was helpful. If you have any questions or comments, please send them my way. Share this if you feel it will be beneficial to anyone else. And I hope you all have a wonderful Saturday. Much love. Many blessings.